Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Oh, we got another fun little animation for you today. We got a little call to action here. It's pulsing every now and again, and then it'll stop. And that's a great little attention grabber. That's going to get people's eyeballs on it pretty quickly when you do that. Really easy to do. Of course, they can hover over it, get on the button, click, etc. A little bit of coding involved in this today, but as usual, I'll put any code I write down below the video, and you're welcome to copy, paste it, use it how you will. Okay, well let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And let's go down and we'll delete this module right here. Okay, well we're left with our little section here. Inside this section, I've got a row with 2 columns. Let's add a call to action module. And obviously put your title in here. What you want your button to say right there. You may have noticed there's no button. The button's not going to show up until we actually put a link in. I'm going to leave the default text in there. If we go in here and I just put a hashtag for a link. Obviously put the URL that you want to take your visitors to with the button right there. Always best practice, if you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're linking off-site, open it in a new tab. That way your site will stay open. If you want to link the whole module somewhere, you can put another link in right there. Okay, background wise, I'm going to darken it out a little bit. I'm going to use a black there. I'm going to left click on the black field. Pull the opacity slider, this variegated slider on the right here, down to about there where I can still read the writing and see the button. Great, but we can see some of that image behind. Fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to go over design now. I'm going to give it a little border. Let's say give it 10 pixels all round. If you've got that checked, it'll do all the corners at once for you. It's slightly rounded up those corners there. And I'm going to put a 1 pixel white border around it, and just for a bit of fun, because that's a kind of reddish type background here, I'm going to use a bit of box shadow, but I'm going to make it red so it looks like a bit of a glow. Okay, so we've got our little call to action there, which is okay, it's fine, looks alright, but I'd like it to sort of bounce or pulse up and down every now and again, then stop, and then pulse up and down again. I think if it was pulsing all the time, it would get on your nerves a bit, but if you do it so it stops and starts, it's just going to get people's attention rather than annoy them, in my opinion. Okay, so what we need to do is go over to Advanced, and we'll give this a CSS class. Over in Advanced, you've got CSS ID and classes. We want to make sure we go down to class and not ID. It will work with an ID, but we're actually using a class name today. I'm going to call mine ctabounce. So it's now got a name that we can target with CSS. So let's save that. I'm actually going to use a code module and do it all on this page today. Now if you've only got one instance of this, that's fine. If you want to use it on other pages on your site, it'd be better to put this code in your additional CSS panel. To get to the additional CSS, go down to your dashboard. Once at the dashboard, go down to Appearance and Customize. That's going to take us to this page here. Right at the bottom you'll find additional CSS, and this code you can put in here. If there's anything in there, just scoot it down a couple and paste in your code here. Like I say, any code I write today will be down below if you just want to copy and paste. Once you're done, hit the publish button. Okay, so I'm going to add a code module so I can do it on the page here. Little dark button to add a module. There's a code module. Fantastic. Now we're going to be writing some CSS, so I have to put some style tags in there. And style tags is left pointy bracket, the word style, and right pointy bracket. Once you put the right pointy bracket in, it'll put a closing style tag in. The only difference is a / in front of the style. In between, it's going to know any code we write in there is going to be CSS. So we have to give it that class name. All class names have a dot or a period in front of them. Then the class name, ctabounce, I think it was. Make sure we get that right or it's not going to work. Then we'll open and close some curly brackets and decide what we actually want to do with this module. Well, I want to animate it, so I'm going to say animation, colon. We'll give the animation a name. Let's call it ctabounce for bounce. That'll work for me. I want it to run for 5 seconds. I want it to keep going and going, so it's going to be infinite. Great. Now we've created that ctab, we've got to actually write the animation for it. We're going to use keyframes for this today, so if we bounce down one more, I'm going to say @keyframes, and then the name of it, ctab, and we can tell it how we want to animate it in there. So at 0%, well, basically it's second one when the page loads of our 5 seconds there. Let's open and close some more curly brackets. We're going to use a bit of transform translate. So it's transform, we're going to translate, which means move basically. You can use the prompt there if it pops up. And how much we want it to translate by. Well, I actually just want to translate it around the Y axis, so I'm going to put a capital Y on the end of there, then add some round brackets. Now when it starts off, I don't want it to move at all, so I'm going to put a 0 in there. That's great. Let's put a little semicolon there. Okay, I'm going to copy this 5 times now. Control C to copy. Drop down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to start off at 0%. I'm going to go 3%. This is 3% of our 5 seconds here. I'm going to go to 6%. And I'm going to go to 10%. Then to 15%. And from 15%, I'm going to jump right up to 100%. That way, after 15% of the animation bouncing a couple of times, it's going to stop and give them a break. So rather than being annoying, hopefully it will just get their attention. So 0% and 0 is fine. 3% I'm going to say negative 10 pixels. And you might notice it's going to start bouncing as soon as I put that in. And there it goes. Then back to 0. Then I'm going to do negative 5%. Or negative 5 pixels, I should say. So it's going to bounce high, back to normal, not quite as high, back to normal, and it's going to hold normal till 100% or 5 seconds. And that creates that sort of staggered bounce effect there. And that's all there is to it. We're good to go, really. Now, if you put this in your custom CSS panel here, you don't need the style tags. You don't need those. If you're going to use a code module, you're going to need to write some style tags. I can't put those down below because of the pointy brackets, but all it is left pointy, the word style, and right pointy, and it'll put another one, a closing one in for you there. And all this code you'll find down below. So let's save our changes, make sure this is going to work on the front end. And exit the Visual Builder. And there we go, we got our little bouncing call to action. And as you can see, it's only bouncing a couple of times and it stops, then it'll do it again. That way it's going to catch your eye without hopefully annoying you. So there you go, guys, there's how to create a bouncing call to action module with the Divi theme. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them or create a demo video for you. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.